Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to Drinking After Dark podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, I'm not really drinking on anything tonight, man. I'm just drinking on some root beer tonight. Hope you guys had a great week, a great weekend. Um, Hope you guys are safe. I know there's been a lot of things that's been going on in the news and all this stuff. But um, hey, it is what it is. But I just want to talk to you guys real quick about uh this past weekend and this past Sunday. Obviously, it was a championship Sunday. If y'all don't know, the AFC NFC Championship games took place this weekend, and we gotta talk about it. First off, let's start with the NFC Championship game. The Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, it turned out not to be a game. I mean, the Commanders, listen, first off, we gotta give the Commanders, you know, we gotta give them some praise, man, because for them to go from what they were last year to this year, made it to the all the way to the NFC Championship game when uh nobody suspected happening. And then also too, Jaden Daniels obviously is going to be rookie of the year. There's no doubt about that. Clear choice for rookie of the year. The way he led that team all the way to the NFC Championship game with the poise and everything he brought. I think it's just I think it was very very impressive for what this team has done. Their future is bright. They got their quarterback, a franchise quarterback. They got a team that could build on for the next 10 years at least. So I think they deserve all the praise because they really weren't supposed to be in this position. It was really supposed to be Philadelphia and Detroit in this game, but the Commanders beat Detroit in Detroit, and they got to this point. But they ran up against the Eagles. Obviously, the Eagles, you could say they were top two, top three teams. Uh, no, in that top three in the entire NFL this season. Obviously, Saquon Barkley is a beast. Uh, who I think should get I mean, personally, the reason why I don't like the NFL MVP conversation is because it's primarily a quarterback award. I don't like that. That's what I don't like about the NFL. It's primarily a quarterback award. Only time a running back can get it if he has this outstanding season, which Saquon did. Um, for me personally, he'll be my pick for MVP. But we know how these writers are. They already created the narrative. It's basically a quarterback award. Let's just call it what it is. It's a quarterback award. They need to change the NFL MVP to quarterback of the year. I don't know. Who knows? Change it. All right. Um, but Saquon Barkley, man, and that Eagles team, the way they were playing, the way they demolished the Commanders. For one, I was not shocked because I kind of felt like this game was going to come down to experience and it's going to come down to just the team itself, even though they, split their regular season games um, during this year. At this moment, the experience of the Philadelphia Eagles came into play, and they showed why they were the best team of the NFC, and and they proved it. They proved it. Obviously, Saquon Barkley, but Jalen Hurts had a great game. That defense played well. Um, so it's not going to be too much to talk about when it comes to this game. I mean, it was a complete domination of this team, the Eagles, and they got a challenge on their hands. They got a challenge on their hands. But I would say this, you know, well, you know what? I'll talk about that with the next game because it will go hand in hand. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Eagles fans out there that's so excited they're back in the Super Bowl the second time in 3 years. Um, But I seen a lot of people go. I seen a lot of stuff on social media. Eagles fans talking about why did the Commanders beat the Lions if only thing they're gonna do is get beat by the Eagles. How come you didn't say how come the Lions didn't beat the Commanders? I mean, the command. Here's the thing: your job is to win. All right, they got this far. We know it was kind of a mismatch anyway, but they got this far. It is what it is. All right. Now let's go to the flip side. Now this is the game I really want to talk about: the Bills and the Chiefs. All right, Bills and the Chiefs. This was a more of a competitive game. All right, two dynamic quarterbacks for the Bills. Josh Allen, obviously, when it comes to the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, which a lot of people will say is the greatest quarterback of all time. Um, I don't know about that statement, but he's definitely um he's on his way. I still look at Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback of all time. They said that you know Aaron Rodgers was the most talented quarterback ever. Then all of a sudden Patrick Mahomes come around like, oh no, he's the most talented quarterback ever. A lot of media people they can't make up their mind about anything. So this game from start to finish was an amazing game. Uh Obviously the Chiefs won 32-29. Going back to the Super Bowl once again, looking for a three-peat, the first ever three-peat in the Super Bowl era. Um, and this game, obviously when you talk about the Chiefs, there's gonna be some controversy around the Chiefs, and it's gonna be uh it's a stigma that's around them, right? And I just feel like when it comes down to it, the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl, and if you're gonna, if you want to be the champion, you gotta beat the champs. And that's what didn't happen um with the uh with the Bills, right? They didn't beat the champs. And I just feel like I personally felt like the refs didn't cost them this game. Okay. The refs didn't cost them this game because I just think that the uh the Bills, they kind of messed up. Let's talk about this game. All right. What happened over the course of this game? Now, obviously, people will go to these two plays, which people thought was a first down and everything like that. We could go to that all we want to. All right. But in terms of penalties, it was kind of like even on both sides. This was an even game. What the Bills fans and those who don't like the Chiefs don't want to admit, and y'all know I'm a Steelers fan, so I have no dog in the fight. So I just speak I speak what I've watched. The Bills went for two 2-point conversions and they failed on both of them. So that's 4 points right there that didn't convert. And here's another thing nobody wants to talk about when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. The tush push, you kept running it over and over and over again. It stopped you on a 2-point conversion play. And not only that, but it also, excuse me, also um on that fourth and was it that fourth and one, you did it again. Obviously, people want to talk about did it cross, did it not cross? We all know when you watch the game on TV, the yellow line you see is not really the official first down marker. So let's get that out the way, all right? Regardless how you felt, this is what I'ma say. I don't know why, and I'm still trying to figure this out. James Cook, the running back, was carving them up pretty much the whole game, right? The whole game, especially that second half when the Bills got the ball. after the Chiefs had it. Um, in that second half, the Bills' first possession, they ran it down the Chiefs' throats. That's how you're supposed to beat them. I mean, why did you move away from that? Why didn't you give James Cook the ball? Just keep running and running and running it. And then you chew up that clock. You got the lead because it was 21-22. Uh, who was it? Was it 22-21? Uh, the Chiefs was up by one, I think, if I remember. And yet you didn't run the ball. You kept running the same play, the tush push going over to to the left, and they did it. They knew where you were going with it. And sometimes you just gotta try something new. Try something new. But if you got a running back that was having a field day with the Chiefs defense, give him the ball. Give him the ball. Now that last possession, the 4th and 5, uh, I mean Spags, man, he called made a great call. That blitz, didn't even see it. Didn't see it all game long. Dialed it up at the right time. But even then, Josh Allen made a great throw. Kincaid just didn't catch it. Kincaid just didn't catch it. He was right there. No one really around him. Now, I'm thinking that he kind of like misjudged it uh a little bit. Because no, it was a wobbly ball, right? Because Josh Allen had to get rid of it. He had to, because if he didn't, it was gonna be a sack, pretty much game over, right? So he got rid of the ball. Kincaid saw it. I don't know if he overran it. I don't know what happened. He probably just misjudged it the way the no the ball was. But you got to make that play. Sometimes, you got to help your quarterback out to make that type of play. Just like with Mark Andrews with the Baltimore Ravens, perfectly thrown ball, just didn't catch it. And this week it happened to them. Luck wasn't on their side. So, but by the end of the day, I just kept saying the tush push. You do it over it again. NFL team is gonna figure it out, which they already knew because they stopped you a couple of times, and a couple of times you converted as well. Um, but the two-point conversions, I'm gonna go back to. You missed those. That's 4 points off the board, and not only that, I don't think they should even did a tush push. I think they should probably did a option right with Josh Allen, James Cook. Do that. I mean, I don't do something else. Do something else. All right. And I don't see, and for people complaining about all the refs, help the Chiefs out and all this and blah blah blah. You ain't gonna see what your team didn't do. Like, think about that. What your team didn't do. And I just feel like for me, I just feel like for me, I think people are just tired of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl or winning. It's kind of like the same feel with the Patriots in a sense, right? Or when you see a team or you see like a fighter like Floyd Mayweather, right? Undefeated, you pay to watch him lose, which is not going to happen, right? Um, if you really want to beat this team, you got to beat them. And I think that's where the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chiefs are gonna. It's a clash of two styles, in my opinion, right? Which we'll talk about the preview of the Super Bowl weekend. So y'all stay tuned for that. I don't want to, give y'all my predictions and everything like that right now. But I just want to say this game was evenly matched. I feel like Buffalo was the better team, but the Chiefs had the better player, in my opinion, because Patrick Mahomes made the plays necessary, right? He did it with his arm, he did it with his legs. Okay. Um, sometimes as a coach, I always felt like you should stick to your strengths. And people, and that's the thing about it. Like the Bills' strength is running the football. That's how it was all season long, running the football. They didn't do that. They didn't run the football. I don't know why they didn't do it. I would have ran it. Option here, option there. You know, you were now. Here's the thing. Even if they did go score, there will probably still be time on the clock left for Patrick Mahomes, which is still holding your breath. Like, oh my gosh, he got too much time left. I get it. So nothing is guaranteed till the no time hits zero. But the Bills had missed opportunities, right? They did. That's all I'm saying. You had missed opportunities. Um, Another call too. I Now this is the one I thought probably should have been an incomplete pass. Was the catch by Worthy, which started off as an interception, but he got his hand under it and came down with it simultaneously with the defender. And we all know if they come down at the same time, the the receiver he's rewarded the ball, which I think is unfair. But that play, um, that's the one that to me out of all the plays, that's the one out. I'm like, yeah, that should have been an incomplete pass. It would have been I think it would have been the first down regardless. Um, but yeah, but it would have been moved back to around like the 20 instead of near the goal line. So that's the one I have my biggest complaint about is that particular play. But Buffalo could have won this game easily. Could have won this game easily. You could have converted on your 2-point conversions. You could have just kept running the football. James Cook was cooking them boys. And I felt like, time of possession, don't give Patrick Mahomes opportunities to, do what he do. But that's what happened. I just don't understand coaching decisions in the NFL, right? Yes, Josh Allen is your best player. But even with Tom Brady, he like, listen, this is the play we're going to. When he won that Super Bowl against the Falcons, when the Falcons blew that lead, the biggest choke job in NFL history, what did he do? He didn't throw the football. He handed it off to the running back and he scored the winning touchdown. You get what I'm saying? It's just like, listen, understand what's working at this particular moment. Yeah, James Cook the football. James Cook was that dude. He was carving them up, running the ball, catching the ball. He was doing all these things. They did not continue to use him the way that I thought they should have used him, especially in that fourth quarter. And I think that was the biggest difference right there to me. Now y'all can argue with me all y'all want to, but to me, that's the biggest difference. All right. Um. So obviously, we all know in a couple weeks the big game is coming. I know you guys probably are already picking who y'all gonna choose. I'm pretty sure most of the country is picking the Eagles, um, because they don't want to see the Chiefs win. Whoever. I mean, if you in Chiefs country or Chiefs kingdom, I guess that's what they call it. They're gonna want to see a three-peat. To me, I think it's gonna be a good game, but again, I'm not gonna give y'all my predictions until uh in a couple weeks do the Super Bowl preview. All right. So that's just how I feel about this season. But overall, this season was a good season, man. Surprises. You had obviously we got the two teams in the Super Bowl that we kind of predicted that was going to be there. Um, so some surprises. The Commanders was a surprise. The Vikings had a great season as well. Who else had a great season? Um, I mean, who else? I mean, the Texans, they had another good season this year. Um, Trying to think who else. The Chargers. Can't forget about the Chargers. So there's been some teams out there that had some good seasons. So wait to check that out. And also too, man, if you're a Eagles fan, I know you guys are very thankful to the New York Giants for giving you a gift of all gifts. I still don't understand that. I don't know what was what. I mean, the owner at here's the thing: when you own the team, you can overrule any decision that's made because you're the owner. the fact that they chose Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley. I'm not a Giants fan, but if you're a Giants fan, you just like this guy got in one season had the chance to go win a Super Bowl for a team in our division, in the same division, right? Think about this, right? So in that division, you have the Giants, the Eagles, Commanders, and Cowboys, right? The Cowboys always got their issues. As long as Jerry Jones is the owner, they're gonna have problems. The Commanders changed not only ownership, but the culture as well. And look what they did in their first year together. Outstanding, right? Then you look at the Eagles, already the best team in that division. They just became the best team in that conference. Adding Saquon Barkley, who had an outstanding year. Again, he is my MVP. That's who I believe personally. But the Giants needs. I think they need new leadership. I think they need somebody that is not gonna. They have to accept the fact that first mistake was giving Daniel Jones all that money. He wasn't. He's not a franchise quarterback. Not a franchise quarterback at all. All right, and you paid them all this money. You didn't want to pay Saquon. I still can't get over that. I know if y'all a football fan like me, I still can't get over it. I don't know what it is. All right. So we have that going on. Obviously, we have the All-Star weekend, NBA All-Star weekend coming up as well. I will talk about that. I will talk about that the week after the Super Bowl. So I'm telling you, I got a lot of opinions about the NBA at this particular point. I just got some issues with them, but I would talk about uh that weekend. It just I mean, college football season is over with. College basketball still going strong. I mean, it's so much going on. Obviously, we got the stuff that's going on in the news and everything. Um, before I go on, before I get out of here, I just want to say my thoughts and prayers to the students at Antioch High School. Obviously, a school shooting took place. Um, it is enough should be enough. Okay, enough should be enough. I don't know. I just find that it's amazing how a government could come together for to agree when it comes to an app versus to protecting students at school, right? And I think a lot of people need to take a step back and start reevaluating the people they choose to be in office, whether it's local, state, federal. I think we got to all take a step back and just reevaluate who we decide and who we choose to be in office. All right. Because this stuff, until they actually come to their senses and say, we got to do something about this, and I'm in Tennessee. I'm 45 minutes away in Clarksville, Tennessee. So, and come to find out, this particular student who did it actually went to a school here in my hometown of Clarksville. So it could have been bad. Definitely could have been bad, man. So it just I just can't get over it at this particular point. Do better. That's all I gotta say is do better. All right. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in with me. Uh again, let me know how y'all felt about these games this past weekend. And also, don't give no predictions yet. That's gonna be on another episode. So, um, don't give your predictions yet. I know you guys gonna do it anyway. But let me know how y'all felt about these games, particularly the Bills and the Chiefs game. That Commanders and Eagles game was a blowout. So that's what happened. All right. Uh, also remember to follow Drinking After Dark podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to Drinking After Dark Podcast YouTube channel. Catch the episodes on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, uh, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Tell your friends and family about it. All right. Until next time, I'm Darius from Drinking After Dark, and we out. Peace.